I'm Emmanuel, and welcome to my workbench, and welcome to another coin roll hunt. Today I am going to be hunting Canadian $1 coins, affectionately known as loonies, as well as quarters. I have my quarter guide over here. Anything that is 1968 or lower has a chance of being silver. 1967 or lower is definitely silver. And we have some errors and varieties in low mintages to look for. The 1970 is a low mint, and the key date, of course, is the 1991 with just under 500,000 minted. Now I can see right off the top over here that this roll has an American ender, which means these have not gone through the alloy recovery program. We see a commemorative 2015 uncolorized poppy here. And so that is going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and start with the quarters. We'll start with an edge check here. Nothing silvery in this roll, but there does look like a quarter here has a very smooth edge. It looks like it was what they call a dryer quarter, stuck in a dryer. Let's see what we have. All right, so we have 5 quarters to look at here. The first is a commemorative from 2006, and this is the Canadian Medal of Bravery. Very cool. They did a very, very poor job on the Queen's, on the obverse here. Very low relief portrait of the Queen, and it gets worn completely flat. So I don't know why they went with a different obverse for the coin. Maybe because of when they're striking it, they need a certain kind of pressure. Here is a Vancouver 2010 Olympics commemorating hockey as a sport. And this is a 2007. This is the Special Olympics, the Vancouver 2010, the Paralympics. This is sledge hockey. And it has the Paralympic logo here. There is, whoops, knocked the camera. There is a variety for the wheelchair Olympics where the obverse has the regular Olympics logo. So that one I have never found yet, but they do exist. Here is Hope for a Green Future. Let me get this right here. Hope for a Green Future. Where is it here? There you go. It goes like this. There is a colorized version of this as well. This is released in 2017 for Canada's 150th anniversary. See, this one here, this obverse, is much more higher relief than the obverse for the Medal of Bravery. There's a few coins where they use this lower relief version. I don't really like it, but anyways, this one is not an error. There's no date on the reverse because the date is on the obverse to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 50th anniversary on the throne, 1952 to 2002, celebrating her Golden Jubilee. Now, this is actually not the roll that I was intending to hunt. I had 10 rolls, but I did not notice that they had been marked. So I still went through them because I'm in the middle of a trade with one of my subscribers, and I was looking for particular coins that he was asking for. But I'm glad I did go through it. There was nothing of substance in those rolls except for 2 semi-key 1970s that I have right here. You can see over here that 1970 has just over 14 million minted. These are considered semi-keys, so I pulled those out. I will leave them here, but it's not officially part of this coin roll hunt. Let's continue with, as I drop quarters everywhere, let's continue with roll number 2. Nothing special on the enders. Edge check, no Americans, no silvery quarters, nothing really out of the ordinary. Now here, 2023. This one, I am hoping for an NIFC. 2023 is the first year of the King Charles III obverse, but there were some Queen Elizabeth struck in 2023. I found one, so let's see. Not King Charles III. That's why you'll see me flipping all of the Queen Elizabeths to look at the to look at the date, because there are 2023s that have Queen Elizabeth II on him. All right, two more commemoratives over here in roll 2. These are both War of 1812. We have the Salaberry over here. There is a colorized version where the maple leaf over there is colorized. This one has the Salaberry frosted. This is a 2013. And we also have Tecumseh frosted. This one has seen more circulation. There's some damage on the frosting here, but this one is a 2012. Roll 3. We have King Charles Ender as well as a Queen Elizabeth II Ender, and the edge check reveals an American quarter. Let's pull that one out and go through the rest of the roll. All right, two more commemoratives to look at. We have the Millennial Series 2000 family. Very cool, as well as another War of 1812. This time it's Laura Secord. Again, non-colorized version with the frosted Laura Secord here, 2013. And our first American here, this one is Philadelphia minted, and it is a Ozark Riverways 2017. Very, very cool. Roll 4. Edge check reveals nothing. All right, two more commemoratives to have a look at. Both of these are from the Millennium Series. This one is from 1999, and it is the month of July. You have people waving streamers, it looks like, and a Canadian maple leaf in the center. And the other one from the same series, but this one is a 2000, and this one shows showcases Canada's natural legacy. Very cool. Moving on to roll number 5. Nothing on the edge check. Roll 5, another commemorative. This is again for the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics. This is downhill skiing. The quarters being by far the denomination with the most commemoratives in Canada. This is a 2007. Moving on to roll number 6. Not a lot of finds so far. The only two finds are finds that were not even in this roll, other than that American over there in the corner. We know we have another American. Nothing on the edge check here. Because it's an ender, we know we have another American. Let's hope for some finds. Two more finds. The first one is another Olympic commemorative. This is curling. 2007, and we have a 1968 and 1968. If you look down here, there is a chance that some of these are silver. So let's use this magnet. It is not silver, unfortunately. It's not in bad condition either. but not good enough for me to keep. That is officially the oldest one in the box. Anything older than that will be silver. Now, it is very possible to find NIFC silvers. I have found one from the 90s in the past. Edge check, we have a coppery edge here for an American. Nothing else. They do have NIFC sets with silver coins, and it is possible to find them. I have found one in the past. That was a very lucky find. All right, three more finds in this roll. The first one over here is the year 2000 achievement, Canadian achievement quarter. The next one over here is celebrating the province of Alberta's centenary, 1905 to 2005. You got the oil derrick and the cows there. They got the Alberta rose and the ears of corn, mountain, the sun setting behind the mountains there. And our second American, this one is the Voyager 2018 with a loon in the front. Look at that, an American loon, American Loonie. And this one is minted Philadelphia. Minted in Philadelphia, I should say. Let's go to roll number 8. This is the one with the American Ender and a very shiny 2020 on the other side. So let's pull out that American Ender. Nothing else on the edge check. All right, we have two more commemoratives to look at here. Here is another 2005. This time it's for the centenary of the province of Saskatchewan, 1905 to 2005. I think that's a wren, possibly. Again, ears of corn, and we have a grain silo in the background there. In 1905, both Alberta and Saskatchewan became Canadian provinces. And an Olympic Vancouver 2010 celebrating figure skating, 2008. And our American here is minted in, is that a Denver? That is a Denver. There's a little bit of a ring of death on this one. It's a Denver, and this one is, how do you pronounce that? Kisatchie, 2015, Louisiana. Very, very cool. Moving on to roll 9. This is the roll with the 2015 non-colorized Poppy Ender. The other Ender is a 2021. Edge check. This is a strange edge. Okay, I see what it is. We'll see that later. Let's have a look at what we have here. All right. 5 more, but 2 colorized. So let's have a look at this one. The first one is the Breast Cancer Awareness quarter with the pink ribbon. And this one is in 2006. Again, with the very flat design on the obverse. And the second one here is a 2004 poppy, a remembrance poppy. And this is the first year that any country put color on a coin. Very, very cool. Let me set this one aside. I am looking for a better example of this for my trade with one of my followers. He would like to have one of these, so let's see what we can do here. And here is the 2015 non-colorized poppy, as well as a year 2000 Pride flag. Now, year 2000 Pride, it does say here there is a rotated Pride to look for. So let's see if there's a rotation on this one here. No rotation. And finally, the 1973 centenary of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and where there is the large bust version to look for. But right off the bat, I can see there's a large gap between, or a wide gap between the denticles, the little dots there, and the edge, as well as a high level of detail in the Queen's hair, meaning that this is the regular small bust variety. Final roll, roll 10. This one doesn't have any special enders on it. We do have another American in here by the edge check. Nothing else. There is a different edge there, but it looks like it's just another Canadian coin. All right. We have another year 2000 commemorative. This one is in particularly good shape, so I'm going to keep it to see if it upgrades the ones in my album. This is the Canadian version of the Voyageurs coin that we saw over here in the US coins, but this is the May 1999. Of course, Canada also had Voyageurs on our old large size dollar coins. This is South Carolina to year 2000. And it is minted in Philadelphia. And that is it for the quarters. Let me make some space in my cups here off camera so that I can have place to put my Loonies, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back with the Loonies. And roll number 1, nothing special on the ender. No 2026s yet in any of the denominations. Those I usually start finding in like late summer, midsummer, July time frame usually. Roll 1, we have 3 commemoratives to have a look at here. The first one here is the Lucky Loonie, as we call them, an Olympic loon. This design was used both in 2014 for the Winter Olympics and in 2012 for the Summer Olympics, and this is a 2014 Winter Olympics edition. Secondly, here we have a family with a Canadian flag in front of Parliament celebrating Canada's 125th anniversary. 1992, and finally the 100th anniversary of a hockey team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2017. Very cool. Roll 2, nothing special on the ender. I'm still looking to find some uncolorized Canadian Supreme Quartz for my collection. All right, we have a low mintage, non-colorized 1 million minted 2021 Klondike. It's pretty grungy with some corrosion. It has interesting toning to it. But this is a low mintage 1 million minted coin. That is awesome. Roll 3. Roll 3, 2 more finds. We have the anniversary of the women's right to vote. This is a 100th anniversary in 2016. A mother and her daughter as the mother casts a ballot. Very cool. And I've always found that these centenary of the Canadian Navy have a different golden tone to them. But this is the 100th anniversary of the Canadian Navy. Very cool. Roll 4. Nothing special on the ender. We're unlikely to find any foreigns, but it is very possible because the American dollars, the coins, are the same size. All right, 3 more commemoratives, but let me quickly check my phone for one of those to see if it is a keeper. All right. We have the 1992 double date 125th anniversary of Canada, and I think this one is a semi-key date, so I'm going to be keeping that one. We have a commemorative coin celebrating Canada's participation in the Peacekeeper program. So we got Peacekeepers there, 1995. And of course, a 2004 Lucky Loonie. This one here, the date is hard to see, but it's right over there. And this is for a Summer Olympics. Very cool. Moving on to roll number 5. Nothing special on the ender. Four more to look at in roll 5. We have another Olympic Lucky Loonie. This is 2006 for the Winter Games. Really grungy. And we have the memorial to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier here in downtown Ottawa. This is in 1994. We have Canada's, this is really bad shape here, very rusted, corroded. This is Canada's 150th anniversary, 1867 to 2017. Modern train over here, old train over there. We have some grain silos, a bridge, a little fishing boat, the CN Tower, lighthouse, very cool. And another one of these, this is, we've seen it already, but this one is in good shape. So I'm going to see if this 125th anniversary one upgrades the one in my book. So I'll just set it over there. Roll 6. Let's go. Two more commemoratives here. We saw the Toronto Maple Leaf centenary. Here is their rival team, the Montreal Canadiens, 1909 to 2009. Oh, very cool. Go Habs, go. This is my team. All right. Yes, I know I live in Ottawa, but I go for the Habs. I try to cheer for Ottawa as much as I can when Ottawa's playing against any other team. I cheer for Ottawa, but when they're playing against Montreal, I cheer for Montreal. I grew up in the Montreal area. I spent most of my life in the Montreal area. I just moved to Ottawa for work, and I've been living here ever since. But that being said, that's why I have that conundrum. Who should I cheer for? Well, now you know. And here is the 2019 centenary of Pride. Legalization of same-sex relationships, or I should say the decriminalization of same-sex relationships in 1969. Equality for everyone. Awesome. Moving on to roll number 7. No colorized coins, which is a little bit of a disappointment. They do exist, of course. Nothing in roll 7. Or at least nothing that we haven't seen before. Roll 8. These are really grungy. Look at these. Anyways. All right, one more lucky Loonie. Again, this is the, I haven't looked at the year, so it's either 2012 or 2014. We have seen the 2014, and this is another 2014. Roll 9, second last roll. Nothing special on the ender. Nothing in roll 9. Final roll of the hunt, roll 10. Nothing special on the ender. Will we find a colorized coin in here, or just some more dirty coins? It looks like it's going to be more dirty coins. Are we going to strike out on this roll? It looks like we struck out. Nothing in this roll. 2. 4 Americans. Nothing. These 2 came from previous rolls that were already hunted, so I just pulled those out. So these don't count. This one is for trade, but I don't think it's good enough condition for me to trade. I'm going to probably see if I can find a better one. We have a possible upgrader in the album over here, in both of the albums over here, and we do have that 1 million minted Klondike. So this is the reality of coin roll hunting. So let me go ahead, put my glasses on here, and get my quarter album to see if this year 2000, is this a 2000 or 99? This is a 99. If it upgrades in my book. Now, it's very often we find these guys in very good condition, so I would not be surprised. You can see over here the 1991. It has an empty spot. I've only ever found 1 coin roll hunting, so if I find a second one, this is the key date, less than 500,000 minted. So here we go. Here is the May one, and this one does upgrade. Definitely upgrades the book. So let's pop this one out. Put in the fresh, newer one here. And here you have it. Now let's go and see the Loonie book to see if this one upgrades. That's a 1992, so let me get the right book. All right. 1992. No, the one in the book is way better. Yeah, the one in the book is almost uncirculated, so that one is gone. That one is gone. There you go, and that is this week's hunt. Well, the giveaway for this month is this commemorative black ring toonie, the solemn toonie, commemorating the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022. And to have a chance of winning this, all you got to do is leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to send this to a winner that I will draw in early April. So stay tuned for that. Well, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate your thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click on my logo over here to subscribe. Here is a playlist of other quarter hunts, and here is a playlist of other Loonie hunts. Until next time, thanks for watching.